Currently ranked number 7 in Hokkaido on table log, Shinoyamete Nai-Zuru is led by chef-owner Hikaru Igarashi. Chef opened his first restaurant Igarashi in 2013. And although that became very popular, he closed it after 5 years because he underwent a change in heart. He wanted to do something different with his cooking. Chef went on to study at a Michelin-starred restaurant in France for 3 years, before returning to open Shinoyamete Nai-Zuru in 2019. And what I like about Shinoyamete Nai-Zuru is that they are open for lunch and dinner. You'll be surprised to know that not many fine dining restaurants do lunch services. I was caught by surprise to see Chef waiting for me at the entrance, so I didn't manage to take video of the shop front.
Aging 3 months. Small type.おそばね。ソースはキクイモ。I don't know English name. Maybe ジュルセルムアーティチョーク。イカとね、長芋。ホタテ。 Isobe yaki. Take a noriyuku like a sandwich. It's very good. Onion gratin. Sauce is kinky also. Only kinky.羊。スープあんこ
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. When I was putting this video together, I came across reviews claiming that Chef is hostile. And that came as a surprise to me because I didn't face any of that. In fact, I had a good time chatting with Chef despite the language barrier.
Chan, can I take a photo more?
So it makes me wonder if Chef was misunderstood, cause he has quite the resting bitch face. Food-wise, every dish was beautifully executed. However, the only thing for me is that every dish was super rich in flavour. My tongue and stomach were screaming for help nearing the end of the meal. So it would have been nice if Chef added a palate cleanser before the mains. But don't get me wrong, it's an overall great meal. And for 33,000 yen, with all the premium ingredients that Chef used, it's very value for money. And it's a bonus that reservation can be easily made online through the Omakase website. So if you ask me, I will recommend Shinoyamite Naizuru. I probably would suggest getting a drink to help ease digestion. And don't get intimidated by Chef's resting bitch face.